For those of you just joining us, welcome to Speedromizer. Speedromizer is a charity marathon with a twist. The game you submit is not what you run. Accepted runners are randomly assigned the game from someone else and have 90 days to learn their respective games. Now, if this sounds like an awesome concept to you, make sure to join our Discord at speedromizer.live/discord. I myself have been part of the Speedromizer community for a few years now, and have loved doing some runs and volunteering behind the scenes. If you would also like to volunteer for future events, volunteer applications open. They are announced on the Discord, so make sure to keep an eye on the server if you're interested in helping to run the show. Most roles also do not require experience, so we would be happy to have you even if it's your first time. And with that, it looks like we are good for our next run. Introducing DerrickGnC running Hunter x Hunter. Take it away.
What's going on, everybody? This is Derrick with some Hunter x Hunter Altar of Dragon Veins. I have with me Reese. Say hello.
Hello, yes, Rizgrastar, happy to be here.
Let's go ahead and get started in 3, 2, 1. So, Hunter x Hunter is very much an anime game.
Indeed it is. Licensed game.
Is it officially licensed?
Yeah.
Huh. I was kind of
one of the few officially licensed Hunter x Hunter games out there.
I'm kind of genuinely shocked sometimes when it's like, hey, here's an officially licensed anime game, because they are typically not great.
I feel like, though, you got a lot of licensed anime games in the PS2 era specifically, which, I mean, this makes sense being a PS2 game. One of the ones officially released, or only released, I should say, in Japan back in 2001 by Konami.
Yeah. It was
also makes sense that a lot of people probably wouldn't have heard about it before.
Accurate.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a little bit of a strat that recently picked up where if you do so many attacks, you gain some attack stat. I'm kind of trying to get used to doing more of those. So the more attacks after you hit a certain threshold, I think it was 10 is what I was told, is that you start gaining attack stats. And that's going to kind of matter a little later. So I am still in the process of very much getting used to, and you just hit this button to do this.
You want me to touch on stats at all?
Yeah, please, go for it.
Yeah, okay, so in this game, there are 3 stats that you can actually improve. There's your life, which is, just your health. Your aura, which you can think of as your stamina. You need aura in order to have, use combo attacks. And your attack itself. The attack is basically just a 1-to-1 for damage. But like you said, each level, you need to get around 10 hits in before it'll actually start counting toward your experience, essentially. And then at that point, from that point on, I should say, every 5 hits, you get 1 point in attack.
Mm-hmm.
So here we can see, like, at the end of the level, there was that stat upgrade screen.
Yeah. So we're gonna do one of the newer strats. I say newer strats. I'm not actually sure how old this strat is, but we're actually gonna swap from Gon to Killua. But in order to do that, we have to swap Killua into Leorio. And now we're good to go right into the map. So we can go back to the forest and we can take out magic foxes. That is what I watched enough of the anime and I was going, oh, that makes sense. We're actually fighting what's called a Kiriko.
Oh, perfect. Which
is not just a character in a 2000s anime.
Right.
So I'm gonna take a couple extra fights to level up that attack. Like I said, you have to hit, I think it's a 10 threshold. So it's not just gonna count your attacks till you hit 10. Now, when you run out of aura, you're done attacking. So now that we've done that, oh, there we go.
Yeah, to clarify, like, when you run out of aura, you can technically still attack, but you can no longer do combos. It's just a single weak swipe. So it's one of those situations where when you're throwing yourself into the middle of combat, you have to be conscious of how much aura you actually have at any given moment, just so you know when you can actually keep fighting or when you might want to back up and let it recharge some.
Yeah.
And to touch really quickly, actually, on, like you said, switching to Killua instead of playing as Gon. One reason for that is that each character inherently has a speed stat. I didn't mention it as part of the other stats before because it's just linked intrinsically to the characters. You can't change it. But Killua is the fastest with 4 stars of speed. And one of the other runners for this, Nylan, I believe he said that each star of speed was basically equivalent to 16% speed difference. So Gon being a 3-star would be like 16% slower movement speed than Killua here. But in addition to that, Killua actually starts with, I think, 10 more points of attack than Gon, and he has a faster, like, stat increase over time.
I
There's a lot of good
that's
reasons
correct.
to play as Killua. switch off of Gon as quickly as you can.
Yeah, and that was a Kiriko fight. I think that was good, and we gained 4 points of attack right there, which is not terrible.
Yeah.
I find the higher the attack, just honestly, the better.
Oh, for sure, man. The more quickly that you can defeat your enemies in this, the better. Because the main thing, there really aren't required enemies aside from the bosses themselves, and so a lot of the game you can just skip through, and you can see this movement tech here, just a lot of the little dashing around. But yeah, sorry, were you gonna say something?
No, not particularly. I can mention now we're fighting Sabaki. And I say fighting, I mean, we're just
Not gonna
going,
fight back
please.
there?
No. You can't beat him. There's really no point.
That's right. That match you have to lose, and it's random what attacks he does, so he can kind of just go really easy on you and waste your time, or he can take you out real quickly, which, for that fight, of course, that's what we want.
Yeah. So now we're going to go to the underground ruins to go do the next section. This game is relatively short if you are following a guide. Otherwise, I feel like there's the bulk of this is, hey, you need to kind of wander around to find out where you have to go. But honestly, this game is not terribly long.
Yeah, there really aren't that many areas to explore, but they do give you reasons to go back to the areas if you wanted to 100% the game. There are relics to collect, there are other characters that you can unlock, whether to play as or just to have as your ally. And I should say real quick, the plot, basically, so I've never seen the anime, and this is not, like, this isn't a story that's taken from the anime, it's its own separate thing, so it's a cool little story. I believe it's around the, like, hunter exam section, so pretty early on. But yeah, the plot is basically, Zeglin or Zegin, I've heard his name different ways, but he's the antagonist, and he is trying to harness the power of the altar of the Dragon Vein. And so, you know, big baddie trying to get even more powerful, obviously gotta stop that.
If I remember,
Basically all you need to know.
If I remember correctly, like, it grants you a wish or something like that. It's very Triforce-y.
That makes sense. And here we have what I kind of think of this as the first boss. But I suppose we did have the, what did you say, the Kiriko?
Kirikos, yeah.
How do you feel about this guy?
You know what? I'm not too bad on this guy. He's more annoying than difficult. I will take this boss fight a couple times over some of the later boss fights.
Yeah, the worst part is just how he leaps away. If you can't kind of loop him, you know, in like an infinite combo, he can just evade you for a long time, which gets really annoying. Do you want to talk about the different like attack options, or should I?
Yeah, go for it. There we go. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, this is a PS2 game, and so, you know, not a ton of buttons to. I mean, I guess it's like the same thing. But anyway, you have your dash, which if you're spamming X, like if you hit X too quickly twice in a row, you do a weak little attack, and it might have just been honestly to discourage you from dashing around like by mashing. You have to actually time it. And then you have a weak attack, you have a heavy attack, and you have a lunge. The weak attack, and I'm pulling all these numbers from discussions with Nyla, and he goes into the code and like he figures things out, you know, or whatever. He has his ways. The weak attack is like 1.0 times your attack stat. The heavy attack is 1.5. The lunge is 2. But obviously the lunge is also like much slower to use. And every character has unique special attacks as well, but I don't want to speak for you, but I don't assume we're going to see any of Killua's special attacks in this.
Killua has a single
really
dash, right?
Slow and really weak. Like other characters, their special attack will do like times 6 their attack stat, times 12, you know? And Killua's is times 2. So it doesn't seem like there's too much of a point for his character.
Yeah, honestly, I've been noticing that because I've been like, really looking at some of those numbers, and you are right. Like, I'll get to the end of the game, and I'm like, my special attack is just doing nothing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm hitting them with a napkin. What's going on here?
It's really not worthwhile.
Yeah.
Another mechanic real quick that just occurred to me that's pretty important later on is with the right control stick, you can actually move your ally around. You can't like tell them to attack, as in like you press a button and they'll attack, you know, like you normally would with Killua. But if you wanted to use that for positioning, or later on there are puzzles that require you to control your ally, you can do that. It's a neat little thing in this game that's somewhat underutilized, but can be cool.
I would love if you could tell them to attack.
Yeah. You've told him to attack in the sense that if you look in the top center of the screen, you have a little fist icon next to his face. But beyond that, yeah. There's the special.
That was a really good use. If I say yes, will that look cool?
I think it will look cool, yeah.
Okay, then yes!
If you had missed, no, I would have playfully booed you. But it worked out really well.
Chat, boo this man!
Yeah, so encountering human enemies in this game is kind of a blessing because humans often block from the front, which makes sense. But if you attack them from behind, they're kind of helpless against you.
Yeah.
So like that character there, the final two, if you can take advantage of it, it makes them much easier. They don't always make it easy to take advantage of, but it's at least a strat that's there.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of
anime speedrunning sometimes, exactly.
There's a lot of finesse to this game where it's like, all right, you have to figure out the method in which you can loop them and get them to attack, but also I feel like sometimes you're just kind of locked in place on occasion. Where you do an attack and you're like, all right, I'm supposed to loop around the back, and I've taken 3 hits already.
Because of course you still have to take into consideration what they're doing in that moment. So while you might have your perfect plan in mind, they're not always going to let you, get away with it.
Yeah.
And right now we're breaking into Saidan, if that's what I'm going to say for his name, the bad guy's manor. So we're going to try to dig up some information on what exactly he's up to. But right now you can see it's pretty empty. We're just navigating through some hallways.
No traps here. Nothing going on.
No. Not suspiciously quiet, just quiet.
I think this is a perfect time for host. Go for it.
Absolutely. Loving this run so far. As a reminder to those of you in chat, we are currently raising money for QMUNITY. QMUNITY, you can donate by clicking the donation link below the stream, visiting our Tiltify campaign at speedromizer.live/donate. And when you're donating, don't forget to put your money towards our active challenges and polls. Currently, our most anticipated target that we have for the day is a Super Mario 64 16-star race. We have just about 5 hours left to complete that incentive. We're currently $424 out of $480 to meet that target. So when you donate, be sure to put your money towards that.
Thank you.
Do it.
Yeah, so now as you can see, not so quiet, not so alone in here. All of his goons have shown up, and they're not happy.
Yeah, I'd love to... One day I'd really love to be able to play this game casually and be like, oh, so that was the story. But right now, there is no patch, an English patcher. That would be amazing. What would be even more amazing is if I don't die on the way out of this manor.
Yeah. The nice part is that the enemies are in static positions, so if you memorize where they all are, you have a better chance of not getting hit. But while their positions might be static, their actions aren't necessarily so. It can be hard to predict when people with long range in particular are gonna reach out and smack you down, and the knockback can just send you into the middle of a group. Yeah, thankfully there was some help there. That was a good call.
I seen that and I was like, nope.
Yep.
I'll take that one.
Yeah, but here we don't have to fight anyone, we're just getting out. As discussed earlier, technically you could stop and fight here to get experience for both your life, your aura, your attack. But when you have to get that minimum of 10 and then a 5 more hits for each single point of attack that you want, when there are bigger enemies like this, it's not as worthwhile. When you're gonna be surrounded by like 3 bats or, things like that, much more worthwhile, because if you hit multiple enemies with a single swing, that counts as however many hits you did. It doesn't matter the damage you do, it just matters that you hit.
Yeah. One of the things that I have started doing is for some of the later boss fights even, I will still use square attacks because they do less damage, so you get more hits in, and it seems to keep it. I noticed that I had significantly fewer problems trying to do that. And oh wait, I gotta go
unlock first. Yeah. all good. Distracted. But that's a good point. Yeah. So, referring to light attacks. Light attacks obviously do less damage. Again, it's 1.0 times your attack stat, whereas heavy attacks are 1.5 times. So it's going to be less damage, but that means that you get to hit more frequently, which means that you're getting a higher attack stat. So it's all kind of a trade-off. Like, do you want early build-up so that later fights are easier, or do you just want to take out everything with your heavy attacks, but sacrifice that attack potential, like the future damage potential?
So like this upcoming fight, I actually use square on them, and it feels a little bit safer because I feel like I'm less locked down and a little bit more agile. And it gets me huge amounts of attack boost.
Yeah, for sure.
I do love the notes for this. So if you go and look this game up on SRC, there's full notes. Somebody has written out some notes for this game. I love the notes that this split is just called Bunch of Frogs.
Yep. And this is one of my 2 most feared bosses coming up, actually. Like this one and the one that... not the one immediately after Adam.
No.
Yeah, they're the ones that I die to most frequently. Oh yeah, the one after frogs is easy.
It's scary easy. All right, everybody, welcome into the stage. Bunch of Frogs.
Bunch of Frogs.
I'm trying to skip the cutscene.
Here's the issue. If you look in the top right of the screen, you can see all those blue dots. Those are the enemies. They can leap, they can scream, and they can like triangle around you and all scream, and your health will just melt.
Ta-da!
It's very easy to die. Frogs are, again, one of my least favorites, so I'm not at all surprised that happened, because they suck. But the nice part is, you saw on that stat screen, or you might have, that you did gain health from that. And thankfully there's that handy checkpoint that's just right at the frogs again. So while it does take some time, you at least do get more health from it. And you're right here, you don't have to do all the walking.
I'd like to think that whoever tested this game went, ooh, players are gonna die here. Checkpoint right at the door, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every boss has a checkpoint just like at the boss fight itself, which is quite nice.
It makes it a little kinder, and you gotta think that this game was probably designed so that, kids could play it. So if you have a giant boss fight without a checkpoint, you're gonna have a lot of lot of upset people.
Because I certainly wouldn't say this game is easy, especially like from a casual perspective. But there are parts of it that are forgiving. You know, like the checkpoint system. So that much is nice. But yeah, really risky when your health gets down this low. And you can see the X in the top center. So Hanzo, his partner, is gone, unconscious. So it's just Killua against 3 frogs right now.
There you go.
Killua's down.
I do like the fact that you still gain your stats. It doesn't feel, unless you're like on your 5th time, 6th time dying to a boss, it doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel great.
Yeah. I mean, it might still be discouraging, but it's never a waste. Because you're at least still gaining the stats to make the next time hopefully that much easier. As someone's saying in chat, always so hesitant to buy games based off movies / shows / anime, etc. Yeah, I don't blame you at all. A lot of games, I feel especially the earlier ones, were largely just, you know, cashing in, right? But every now and then you find a good one. So
they were the shovelware for sure.
Yeah, yes. Or even honestly, if they're not good, sometimes I think some of the best games to speedrun are just some of the worst games to play casually, right?
You know what? I can agree with that. I can agree with that statement.
Certainly, it's not true for everything, but I always think, you know, whenever I play a bad game, I'm like, this sucked. But I wonder if it would be fun to go fast.
Right.
Okay, so this fight's looking better. Half health, only 2 frogs left. Hanzo is unfortunately gone. Okay, but I think you against one other frog, we got this.
I better.
What, you don't want more life?
Oh god, that was way too close.
Okay, glad it worked out, yeah. Thought you were gonna be locked into that until you collapsed.
And there we go. That was the bunch of frogs. That boss fight is more annoying than anything. I personally find some of the other boss fights a little bit more difficult. But that's just because I can't manage to get the AI convinced to let me do it.
I know for sure when I was first learning this run myself, the penultimate, well, honestly, the last 2 fights, were very difficult for me. Like, I think I spent an hour on the penultimate one, just losing and losing and losing.
Exactly. And it really is kind of... It does feel like that boss fight does come out of nowhere, but again, that is because we are skipping literally every cutscene. But it's going from, all right, you're doing this, and then, oh my gosh, everything's on fire.
Yeah.
But we're back in Zegan's manor, and we are taking the exact same route. So, host, take it away. No.
All right. Currently we are at $817.40 raised for community. If you would like to donate, please type !donate in chat. QMUNITY's mission is to improve queer, trans, and two-spirit lives through support, connection, and leadership. They envision vibrant, diverse, and celebrated queer and trans communities, where individuals are empowered to live their lives fully, free from discrimination. Thanks to your support, QMUNITY is able to ensure that no one in British Columbia gets left behind.
Excellent. Hey, thank you so much. And we are actually almost to the office. We're going to recruit Hisoka, who is arguably the most controversial character. I like the design. Maybe not so much the character.
I think that's reasonable with a lot of things. Yeah, so the sole purpose of coming back here is just to recruit this character. There you go.
We have recruited them. In a cutscene, we have recruited them. So now we're going to go back to the airship, and we're actually going to switch out Killua for Hisoka. And then we're going back to the Crystal
decision
Cave.
at this point just depends on the runner. A lot of people will skip the mansion entirely and just run Killua for the rest of the game.
That's probably if you're going for high PB time, I would imagine.
Yeah, in part because I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe you can use Ahsoka on the final boss, right?
No, you can't.
Yeah,
I definitely tried that.
So the issue, part of the issue is, or like one of the points of contention is it worth playing Ahsoka here and not getting more like stat increases for Killua when Killua has to be the one to like take the final fight?
I think you can balance that between am I actually going to attack anyone in this singular area?
Yeah.
And the answer is no. Everything willing, no.
Right, because you need at least 15 hits to get even one attack stat.
Right, and I'm not doing that. So I'm not gonna gain the stat. So then it comes down to, do I want to lose the menu time? And I will take the menu time over a cleaner boss fight.
Yeah, the menu time, the mansion time. All just depends.
Because this boss fight with Ahsoka is a joke.
Yeah, so as you might have... Wow, yeah. Hanzo's attacking you, but... Yeah, you hardly got to see any of that, because he's just up in the corner right now. So, Hanzo was manipulated there. I believe mind control. And that's the only point in time that sort of thing happens, but you don't have your ally for that fight.
Yeah. So it literally just is like one of those, all right, cool, I'll switch out to Hisoka, 2 special attacks, and I'm good. I don't have to actually fight Hanzo or actually fight, I think it's Amane. I probably
it's very clean.
Man, we're on the forest runs. So we're moving at a rapid pace. It's a rather nice, like I said, this is a rather nice speed run, time wise. Some of the bosses can be frustrating, but what game isn't a little frustrating, right? I think the hardest part of the bosses is just map navigation. It's like knowing where you're supposed to go. If you don't have a map, it's a little stressful.
It is, yeah. Getting this part down just to begin with could be really difficult here all the time.
I've started to get better, and I say that, and I'm gonna like absolutely beef navigation. So there we go. The other good thing I've found out is that if you do such story cutscenes like this, if you do die, you actually don't have to come step on this switch again.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually. That is handy.
So one of the other later levels, where you have to go step on a bunch of switches, if you die, you don't have to go step on them again.
Thank goodness.
Oh my gosh,
because you are very liable to die on those parts. I mean, obviously, I know exactly what you're talking about, so... Those hallways are very dangerous. Like, we'll see when we get there, but... yikes. And yeah, for these these switch parts, you can see you have to step on one and then control your ally to step on the second one for you, so you're stepping on them simultaneously. Mm-hmm. So it's not just you're stepping on one, the AI moves it. No, you have to move them.
It is a little, it can be a little frustrating. We're like, well, okay, all right, Hanzo, where are you at?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where are you at? 'Cause you can't see them on the map, so you're going,
it's hard to know what direction to hold when you don't know where they are to begin with.
You just kind of go, I'll mash left and then up. That's it.
Whenever they appear on the screen. Very convenient, those two little blue, white light pools of health right before the fight.
Our favorite fight.
Yeah, this is the frogs and this are my two least favorite boss fights. I just have most difficult time with them. 3 giants, and they can be really tricky. A lot of times your attacks will not make them flinch, and they'll just grab you and hurl you for a bunch of damage.
I found throwing them into each other like that tends to be a good idea. Because it does damage to the secondary hit.
Yeah. So something else to point out, just like if you finish a chain, like a combo chain, you'll either throw the enemy back or just knock them down, depending on whether you're doing like, light or heavy attacks. And a lot of times in the speedrun, you want to avoid that, just because if an enemy's knocked down, you can't really be doing damage to them. That wastes some time. But for something like this, I agree. It'd be nice to like fling them back into each other, give you a little bit of breathing room again, do some extra damage. Yeah.
And there's 3 of them, so if you can't fight one, you can go fight the other
just
ones.
Move on. And thankfully, they have a shared health pool at the bottom, so that entire purple bar is not just for one giant.
Oh, could you imagine?
I can, unfortunately, and that would be awful.
Where's the hard mode patch?
Ugh, no.
That's the one where we put it all in Big Latin. Ooh, with the health drops today.
Hey, nice, yeah.
And this will also net us some really good attack stat gain.
Yeah. Also, yeah, you got 2 drops, like right in a row, the life and then the aura. And I think those are basically the only 2 drops that are actually good. Others are just detrimental to the round. Like, one of them damages you, one of them has like all of your attacks deal knockback for a while, which again, not exactly ideal in a speedrun. So if people watching, ever see a bunch of like power-ups on the ground, wondering why they're not picked up, it's probably because they're one of the sucky ones. Do more harm than good. But there we go, the Giants fight, no deaths, awesome.
That was really clean.
Yeah, it's so easy to die in that fight.
Lots of health, almost 10 points of attack. We'll take that. Dude, here comes like, honestly, one of my favorite areas, if not for the boss.
Understandable, yeah. You want to talk about why?
So this area is kind of more like a puzzle area on level, but there is some, there's some enemies here. Also, I just like these stairs, even though they are exceptionally slow.
Yeah.
Good
There's also some
tech
debate as to whether it's easier or like faster to just run down or to like be dashing down. I don't know if it's just a visual thing, but...
that's a good point. Who knows?
Who knows?
So, do you want to talk about the boss fight while I navigate this? It's coming up. I feel like there might be some things to talk about of what we're doing.
Yeah, so it's one of those fights. You're fighting against a human, thankfully, not against like a giant or a frog. And so, as I talked about earlier, there is a neat way to... It's kind of just stun-locking them, not quite, but sort of abusing their AI and just the fact that they don't block from behind. But what we want to happen is to go behind them, do a few slashes, and then like they'll try to shoot at you, and when they do, you just run around behind them again, repeat, and do that until they're gone. But if you can get that pattern going, and it can be difficult sometimes to do so, and get a little more wild with it, they have some moves that are kind of their... What am I thinking of?
They're
SOS moves in a way. Yeah, they're specials, but it's like they'll trigger it when they're low on health in particular, or I guess sometimes just when they feel like it. Oh, and yeah, like I said, these hallways are very dangerous. I am scared for you and your health right now.
Oh, I'm definitely going to die in this room.
All right, cool.
There's really no question.
as long as we've accepted our fate. Yeah, and so
okay. The fact that I made that journey damageless is
Oh no, Hanzo, other lane.
There we go.
There we go. But yeah, point is you'll see it when you see it, and hopefully we won't see too many of those SOS special moves, because that's where it gets really difficult. But we'll find out. Hopefully you can get him in a good lock. And I figure we should say here. Yeah, so this is just a little button puzzle. Do you want to explain how you know which switches to step on?
So those eyes are in a triangle pattern. So the left and right are left and right respectively, and the middle is the middle. So this one was bottom, left, and right. So we press those switches and it'll hit. So we have to basically do
kind of
all
have to
the
realize that the
combinations.
eye pattern on the floor is not just decoration.
Yeah, it was reading the.
Did he save you? I think that giant might have killed you if he actually got to throw you.
I think so. The first time I was doing this, the notes don't actually say really specifically what to do. So I'm like, well, how do I solve this? I figured I had to step on 2 switches, but I was like, all right, let me have to figure out this pattern.
Uh-huh. Glad you got it in the end. I don't remember all that the notes say.
Oh my god.
I believe the notes, by the way, were written by Glitched, Gamer King
Yes.
in the anime speedrun community, so shout outs to him.
Yes. And there's also a significant chance I am just inadequate at reading it and was like, all right, let's just do this. And then went, wait a minute.
Okay, don't get hit again. Nice. You gonna grab health from the middle or just move?
I might. Is there health in the middle?
Ooh.
Oh my god, I genuinely didn't know that there was health there.
You're welcome! Surprise!
Surprise full health that would have been helpful on some of my other runs.
Yeah, quite nice when going into the big boss here.
A little bit, but at the same time, it's also like, well, if you die to the final boss,
Yeah.
you still gotta start out. You still just start right there.
Well, I mean, the health is also good to know, I think, just if you're still doing the switch puzzle. You need to,
True.
Heal to, like, before you venture down the next hallway. I was gonna say, yeah, there's that one there, too. Couldn't remember if there was one you had to, like, destroy a statue or something before it would spawn, but
Everybody, welcome to the stage, Saidan.
here we go. Yeah, so he'll throw that little, like, yellow magic thing out, whatever it is. And once he does, like, you want to basically get him to trigger that. He throws the yellow magic at you. And when he's doing that in the animation, that's when you go behind him and try to slash him, and then you pause, let him do it again, run around behind him, rinse and repeat. That's the ideal fight. So I typically just go for, like, 3 swings in the back, and then loop back around.
Okay, I didn't even get with 2.
I think the issue was that Hanzo was already making him angry, so he was like already lining up for something else.
Does Hanzo make this battle easier or harder?
Well, he's gone now, so you can find out. But yeah, when they're doing specials like this, you really can't combat it, you just kind of have to run. Yeah, because if you're in front of him close enough, that's when he'll throw like the yellow crescent.
Well, that was dangerous.
Yes, it was.
I was like, I'll just interrupt. No, you won't. So they go, it does the very typical boss thing of like, I got to half health. Never mind, no I didn't.
Yep.
But other than just getting a full heal, nothing has changed about him. That I know of.
Yeah, I don't think so. I feel like he still has access to all the same specials. It would have been interesting if they did do it. Yeah, like at this point now he'll do the purple chasing orbs one or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty basic. Nothing, yeah, seems to really escalate about this fight, aside from the tension because your health gradually depletes.
Yeah, I do wish that, and again, this is me being wishful about a 2001 game, so I mean,
Of course, yeah.
take that with what you will. I do wish that they did have more, like, random health pickups, especially in this fight.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing
I
worse
can
feeling.
definitely understand that. No, yeah, you have what you went in with, you know?
Unless he randomly drops a drop, which is not guaranteed in any capacity.
Yeah. And I don't like relying on random chance stuff, if I can help it. I know that's a weird thing to say, as a speedrunner, We deal with a lot of RNG, but you get me.
See, like, we get a special attack back. Like, we had one, now we have two. Which, it doesn't do much but knock him down.
Nice. Hopefully you can keep that chain going. Yeah, this is one of those fights where you have to teach yourself not to be too greedy. Because if you go for too many, then that's when he'll leap away. Launch more magic at you. And yeah, I am kind of torn on whether or not Hanzo is better here. Because, like, on one hand, he can kind of hold his attention so you can get behind him and start attacking. But on the other hand, I feel like he often triggers him to do other things.
No!
Oh!
No!
That was so close.
I feel cheated. I feel cheated.
You'd almost done it.
The number of times that has happened, though, he comes out of nowhere with that dash. You're like, all right, cool, thanks, I guess. Come on. Just let me attack you. It'll be fine. If we have anything to read off that, really, this would be a great time. We're just redoing this fight.
Rinse and repeat.
Absolutely. For those of you just joining us, welcome to Speedromizer. We are currently raising money for QMUNITY. QMUNITY is a province-wide resource center that delivers programs and services to anyone within the two-spirit, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, intersexual, and asexual community in need of support and connection. Regardless of age, location, and circumstance, their organization is there to ensure queer, trans, and two-spirit people can find low-barrier access to mental health resources, peer support, information, referrals, and more. If you would like to donate at any time, you can type !donate in chat. Back to you.
Thank you much. All right, we're almost at halfway mark, so that's good. Transition back into full health, I suppose. Not so much a different attack script, just more of the same.
Yep. But I mean, it's, you know, what you gotta do in order to get him down for good. So the sooner you can trigger his healing, the better.
I imagine just he makes a wish on the Dragon Bane altar thing.
Uh-huh.
And just goes, make me more powerful, and that's exactly what it does.
It's just a heal.
Yeah, it's just a healing orb. Just spits one out, and it's like, alright, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not happy with my health, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm not happy with your health.
I'm not happy
Especially
with that attack. Okay, where is my health?
Yeah, seems non-existent. Oh, there it is.
It is. It is non-existent.
All right, this time. If you want to try not having Hanzo attacking in case he's like triggering too much, throwing the rhythm off, R3 is how you do it. How that translates to whatever controller you're using. Oh, there it goes. Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, no, I get you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Poor Hanzo just gets blasted in the face. So I guess instead of attacking, he's just gonna run around and tank a little.
Maybe. Or he's off in the forest doing something. Okay, I'm turning Hanzo back on. He's literally just doing nothing. Not even like body blocking, he's just off staring at things.
Yeah. I mean, that was my intention. but that's totally fair.
Body block me, Hanzo. Body block me. It's interesting how the dash does damage behind him.
As opposed
Like
to in front of him, or what do you mean?
Yeah, well, when he starts dashing, I've noticed that even if I'm behind him,
Oh, behind
I
Kua,
take damage.
sorry. Thought you meant starting the dash, like, the lunge while behind an enemy. I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't that hurt them?
Oh, no, I mean, like...
Yeah.
I would have loved to have hit him then.
Here we go, second phase.
Same as the first.
Oh. But in a way, twice as much health. Yeah, just bait the attack out and zip around behind him.
That was... scary.
But so far so good, your health is not terrible.
I was locked there. Well,
Yeah, I know when Glitched, I'm pretty sure at least, when Glitched runs this, he uses the lock-on for the strat. And I thought it was like too restrictive. So I freeform it. But yeah, find whatever works.
hopefully this works.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
That's not great.
I'm hoping someone in the chat might actually be familiar with Hunter x Hunter, because I was wondering if this guy was actually made for this game, or if he's, you know, recurring antagonist in the actual anime.
I'd imagine made up for this game. But, I mean, I'm not that far into the anime, so...
Yeah. And...
I leaped away and still got hit.
Alright, well, Hanzo's down for the moment. Survive alone. Alright, Rip is saying that he doesn't look familiar. Yeah, that's one for a mate for this game. I hate when you're just too far away to connect.
Right? You're like, alright, cool, I guess I'm locked here, huh?
Yeah.
Thanks for the special move, I guess. Okay. Other thought on occasion, it's like, you're far enough, and never mind, no, you're not.
I don't trust any of his specials. I just keep running. Like, I'm not gonna let you trick me again.
Oh,
No!
don't do this to me, game.
I know, right? We're so
This
close
is
to
literally
the
the
end.
penultimate boss.
Well, who do you think is more difficult, this guy or the next guy?
This guy, clearly, 2 phases.
Okay. I'm glad you feel that way. Yeah, because while this guy is the main antagonist of this game, as far as the plot is concerned, there is one more person who we've already seen before.
Yeah.
We'll just have to deal with them for good this time. But yeah, thankfully, his little yellow crescent attack there, not too difficult to avoid. He telegraphs it pretty well with the animation. So just, you know, standing in front of him so he triggers it, then looping around behind. It's at least a way to get it started as long as you can get within range to hit him with your knife. I wish Killua had the range that Hanzo has, because they have the same like moveset or like, you know, attack combo.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, Killua's you just have to be like right up on them.
And then just maybe part of the meta, maybe potentially is Hanzo a better long-term decision?
I possibly. The people who've really looked into it, they haven't come back with that verdict yet.
Is this game active?
But
is it actively being ran too much?
Not a ton, but the people who have run it, I know them to be pretty thorough.
Okay,
so I trust when they report back with findings pretty well.
You stop dodging.
I mean, that's the biggest reason why I'm hesitant about having Hanzo fight in this one.
Oh, it's because of the dodge?
Yeah, just the way that Hanzo, or your partner in general, you know, whomever it may be, the way that they can end up triggering the boss to take certain actions, because basically any variable that I can't control is just, you know, another risk. Hanzo does occasionally get in a hit, but usually when he's attacking from the front and the boss just blocks it all anyway.
True.
So that's where I stand on it. I just want to be able to control as much as I can, because otherwise I'm gonna get a lot of magic to the face. Alright, play it cool. This could be the one. Don't trust any specials.
Exactly. Just hang out over here. Is everybody doing?
Alright, Hanzo's back. For better or worse. Thank you, DJ. DJ says believe. He's so close to being down at this point.
Stop saying that!
I just...
No.
If you just play it safe with these specials, I think you got this. Hanzo.
Hanzo!
Down, boy. Just like one more slash.
No, no, no. Yeah! Woohoo! All right, time to face Sabaki.
Okay, so as we've discussed, penultimate boss down. Woo! How are you feeling?
I'm feeling a little better. I will let you know after I beat Sabaki. How about that?
You know, that's fair. That's fair. I can accept that, yeah. So it's another one. It's pretty similar to that fight, but his attacks are different specials and everything. But as far as like the basic idea of, you know, maybe trying to bait out a hit, going behind him, slashing him, rinse and repeat. So we'll see how this goes. Yes, but this is the same enemy that we had to lose to earlier, where it was just a scripted loss. He basically just hates hunters. He just wants to destroy all the hunters, I believe, is his story. Unfortunately, the game being in Japanese, I don't know much more than that. But here he is. So with this being the final boss, the time will stop when his health is depleted. So hopefully that'll be very soon. No pressure or anything.
What is our time looking at like right now?
We are currently at 53:10.
Yikes!
Or ish.
Overestimate. For shame.
Just a bit. There were some unfortunate deaths there. But it's all good. I hope everyone's been enjoying the run.
Consider trying this game. At the very least, if you can, give this game a try.
Yeah, we'd always be happy to have more runners.
It's not for everyone, I will say that. I don't know that it's going to make my regular roster of games I run, but it's not bad. I'm glad I've gotten the opportunity. Nope, come on, don't get...
I mean, obviously I've run this game, but I don't necessarily say I run this game. It's not one that I frequently revisit, but I had a good time with it when I did play it. And, you know, plenty of frustrating moments too, for sure. Because I was right there with you.
Time!
Oh, and time!
Oh my god, I did that in one try.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Was great.
What was my time? Maybe I can submit it to the SRC record table. Actually, I can. I can submit this to the SRC.
Oh, what was your previous best, do you know?
My PB... So technically, I didn't PB, because I didn't put in the right information. So this will actually be a PB.
Oh, wizard! All right. Well, there you go.
GG's.
Congratulations.
It looks like your final time was 54 minutes and 41 seconds.
Let me see if I can... thank you. Let me see if I can find in my files what my last time was. So I save all my speedrun stuff.
Yeah.
It was... 107. So that was a PB.
Oh,
congratulations.
Yeah, very nice then.
Thank you much. Hey, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can find me. Go ahead.
Oh, do you have any final thoughts of where people could find you?
Yeah, absolutely. You can find me on twitch.tv/DerrickGnC. I'm going to be doing some extra speed runs. So that'll be actually super fun. I do speed runs and a lot of randomizers. So you can find me on Twitch and YouTube, DerrickGnC. Reese, where can people find you?
I'm not super active online anymore. If you want to find me, Google my name, you can find me. Or if you want to chat with me somewhere, you can go to the Anime Speedruns Discord server, and you can find that server link basically on any anime game on, you know, SRC. And yeah, it'd be cool to see you all around.
All right, and with that, we are going to take a short break, but don't go anywhere because we'll be right back.